What's good, B-Hounds? I'm Kit Raid, and today we are talking 7 reasons why you don't need to buy a program. I'm absolutely not doing this because of how many of you have messaged me asking for one. I'm not mugging you off. If you want to buy a program off me, I will happily make you a program because I like money.
Yeah, I like money though.
But I don't like seeing, you bunch of awesome people chucking away money when you maybe, probably, definitely don't need to. So here we go. I want to start with the most important, the thing I see so commonly that it drives me up the wall, and then we'll go most obvious and get spookier as we go on. So number 1. You don't need a program if you aren't on top of your nutrition. Jesus, holy moly, Agatha Christie. If you are working out and you aren't tracking at least how much protein you get, what are you doing? I'm serious. I'm working out 3 times a week and I was making gains, but now I just don't seem to be making any progress. Okay, cool. How much protein are you getting? Now I get that it's a pain in the ass, I really do, but you're already putting in all the effort. All you gotta do is eat, and we all love eating. Here's the perfect analogy, right? You wanna build muscle? That's just like building a house. If you're working out, you're paying the builders. The builders are in, but where are the bricks? You could pay those builders 7 days a week for the rest of your life. If you don't get them bricks and mortar, they are building you a house. They have no materials. You can work out every single day until you die. Your body can only make muscle to the tune of the muscle building supplies you give it, right? You need minimum 0.7 grams per pound of body weight, ideally 1 gram per pound, and there's nothing wrong with getting extra if it suits you and it fits your calorie budget. There's a lot more to say on nutrition, and I've probably said it all before, but that is your most basic number 1 thing that I see so many people not do, but they do want to spend 50 quid on a custom program. And I get it, it's easier and more fun to buy things than to do the work, but you aren't going to get them gains until you start eating the gains Lego, okay? Rant over. Number 2, you don't need a program if you've just started. If you've just started lifting, you only really need to worry about getting good at lifting. You will pack on tons of meat, just improving the quality of your repetitions. And that means full range of motion, full range of tension, take it to a difficult place. Everything is a brand new stimulus to you, and new stimulus equals new gains, so you don't have to be super organized. You will make gains because you're going from not picking up heavy things to picking up heavy things. Now, if you wanted some structure or guidance, we've got guidance all over the shop here, and you can get a load of free beginner programs and a load that are not free that you can find on Reddit. Obviously, the best one is mine, and you can find it right here. 3, you don't need a program if you are tracking your lifts. Honestly, the amount of people who buy personalized programs and they check in with their online coach who either says, add weight or add a rep is astonishing. Now, I get being accountable. That can help people. But if you need to check in with somebody, just tell your mates. Just tell them you're going to get huge. And then, they'll see you either get huge or not get huge. Or start a TikTok of your journey, maybe. If you need somebody to be on your case, maybe you don't actually want to do this. In which case, here's an idea. Just don't. If you are covering your whole body, which is as simple as doing a squat, a lunge, a hinge, a vertical push-pull, and a horizontal push-pull, and some abs if it tickles your fancy, if you're doing each of those at least twice a week, and you're tracking your lifts so you know that you're either lifting the same weight more times or lifting more weight than last time, you're going to pack on the meat. You're making gains. 4, you don't need a program if your lifts are improving. Goes hand in hand with the last one. Obviously, you've got to be tracking to know if they're improving, but if they are, what do you want a program for? If they aren't, you might need a deload week where essentially you lift half the weight for half the sets as usual, and that's just like an easy practice week that lets you recover. And everyone who is training hard enough will eventually need a deload week if they're doing the same thing consistently. Or if that hasn't worked, try something else. Like if you're benching, change the angle, change the implement, or change the exercise. If you're working out just to build muscle, a new stimulus is going to give you a boost because your body has a new thing to figure out, and your body only cares about tension and not really at all what you're benching or how you're benching it or what it weighs. So you could do pin bench, pause bench, or you could do weighted push-ups or anything else that's like this. And even if the goal is a bigger bench because you're a powerlifter or whatever, training another horizontal push instead of competition bench is going to help you fill in whatever gap that's currently got you plateaued, so it's still worth doing. And number 5, you don't need a program if you don't have a specific injury. And if you do have a specific injury, a slipped disc, a torn meniscus, anything, you will need to find a way to train, not train around, but train yourself back to health. And the first person who's going to tell you how to do that is a good physiotherapist who understands strength training, not some no-sleeve having baldy on the internet. After that, your best resource is the internet. You're either going to have to find the right specialist on the internet to help you, or as you're doing the research to find the guy, you might as well just find the information yourself. 6, you don't need a program if you don't have a specific goal. Like, if you just want to look great, hell yeah, I've got great news for you. Do anything. Look at good athletes in any sport. They look great. They do something or a lot of things. They do it hard and they do it often. That's my approach. I think it's the most fun, the least stressful, and there's barely ever any stagnation. It's always exciting. You get to be good at a lot of things and it's fun. Fun will keep you training longer than any program because you're not just about the goal. You're about the journey. If, however, you want to run so far in a certain time, or you want to deadlift X or snatch Y for the sake of it, not as a byproduct of feeling and looking great, you might need a program. But are you really sure that deadlifting X is what you want? Like, are you sure you don't just want to feel great, look great, and enjoy the process of deadlifting, and the number that you actually deadlift is just a bonus? Because some people just won't ever be able to deadlift 300 kilograms. And what if that's you? You know, you can burn yourself out only caring about that one thing and not achieving it. Or you can live your best life and be happy and maybe do it anyways. And I don't think that's soft boy thinking. I think that is a smart outlook that lets you drive towards your goal without, wanting to unalive yourself about it. Number 7, and finally, you don't need a program unless you're going to be a top athlete. If being the next Hafthor Bjornsson, Emily Campbell, or Seabum is literally your goal, and nothing else that we've spoken about applies to you, you need a program. And more than that, you need a coach. You need to find the right coach, someone who's probably already had success in your field with a similar athlete to you. You need to see that coach in person, which means you might need to move house to be near them, or you might need to move them to be near you if they believe in you. You're going to need to find the right facility to train at, and you might even need to invest in your own facility so that you always have access to the most appropriate equipment without any distractions. And then you're probably going to need to find a way to support this lifestyle that doesn't take up a lot of time or mental capacity so that you can truly unleash your full potential. And unfortunately, that might mean living shitty because you don't have the time to work full-time, or ideally at all. And if this all sounds a bit too extreme, a bit too much like hard work, guess what? You aren't going to be the next Thor, Seabum, or Emily Campbell, and you don't need a program. Basically, mate, what I'm saying is everything you need is available for free, and doing this can just be a fun way of feeling good, and I think that's pretty sick news. If you ever have a specific question that you're struggling to find the answer to, or you can't be asked to look it up, I bet you can find somebody on YouTube who will answer that question for you. What I'm saying is, the sleeveless baldy gonna hook you up, but whatever else you do, get them gains. Be well. I'm not saying don't work hard. I'm just saying don't be so attached to what happens, If you're already working hard, you're doing great. Good things coming your way. Bye.